This channel is proudly sponsored by Shades of Vengeance. They bring to you Era Friction. This tabletop RPG allows you to play as the ultimate action hero, harnessing the power of continuity errors in movies in order to achieve your objectives. Check out the Kickstarter, you will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is proudly sponsored by Dead Tree Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop RPG where you play as monster girls, experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released the Whispers of Copperridge adventure module. You will find the links in the description and in the pinned comment. Hi, this is my review of Haunted Night on Meadowlake Drive. This is a one-shot adventure for Reputation 1 Magi-Knights, for the Magi-Knights Awakening tabletop RPG. This is obviously a Halloween-themed adventure. Now let's talk about the quality of the PDF. The quality is good, but there are some things that could be polished. I only spotted a couple of typos, but in general the document is well written, organized, and explained. You don't have bookmarks, but you have a hyperlinked table of contents. The art in general is pretty decent, as well as the graphic design. But the cover illustration, I think it was too ambitious compared to the skill level of the illustrator, because you have some very complex lighting effects here. The shadows look a bit inconsistent. You can see the female character at the front. Her right eye looks a bit sunken in because of the shadow effect. But then some parts of her body look a bit plain. There is no sense of volume to her chest. But then you have these shadows over here. The proportion between the characters, the male character and the female character, they look a bit off. I know that she is supposed to look a bit larger because she is closer, but because of the proportions of the hand, the positioning of their bodies, it looks as if she is larger and she's taking her little brother for a trick-or-treat adventure or something. And I think that the shadows, when it comes to the pumpkins and the gravestone, they look a bit off. Like I said, there are some complex lighting effects here. And the house on the upper right, the vertical line should be vertical, not at an angle, at least not when handled in this way. You can create some vertical lines that suddenly shift to an angle because they represent the character getting dizzy, or a sense of displacement, or the character leaning his head or towards the left or the right side, depending. But in general, the lines should be vertical. At least I think it would improve the composition of this illustration or image. So overall, the quality is good, and some of the artwork inside also is very good, but some of it, the proportions are a bit off. Now let's talk about the contents. What is this adventure about? And of course there are going to be spoilers in this review, so please keep that in mind. This is about a haunted house, the hideout of the cult of the Wailer. There is an old man by the name of Wenzel Schmettering. He recently joined the cult. He's actually the underling, or he was the underling, of another cultist by the name of Mason Cratchit. Mason died and he actually repented from his ways. He felt great regret in joining this cult, but he was killed by outsiders, by strange beings. And so this house is haunted by the regretful ghost of Mason Cratchit. And it is also used as a cult hideout for, of course, Wenzel and Hasbgartha, a woman determined to use every asset at her disposal to climb the ranks of the cult of the Wailer as fast as possible. The characters, of course, are going to be interacting as teenagers with the other non-player characters. With the students, they're going to be encountering Halloween pranksters because this happens during Halloween. They're also going to encounter various locales. They will actually come into contact with some official characters from the Magi-Knights setting. It really brings the world to life. And how does the haunted house come into play? Well, posted around Lapis City are flyers advertising the Haunted House Challenge. The organizers offer $100 to anyone who can successfully spend an entire night in the haunted house on Meadowlake Drive. The flyers are posted in areas frequented by the teenagers. And of course, a bunch of kids have already taken the bait and have decided to try this challenge. As the player characters explore and investigate, perhaps they will gather enough clues. And there is a bit of a time limit. A non-player character by the name of Sonia has already been captured, and she has been gravely injured. She is part of a sacrifice, and if the characters don't hurry, she will die. The Magi-Knights will experience all sorts of creepy phenomena. Their batteries will run out, any sort of flashlight or portable game system perhaps will suddenly run out of power. There is also a frigid air in the building. And then there is also the ghost of Mason haunting the house. The player characters will have to interact with various non-player characters to figure out what is going on, as the teenagers inside of the house will tell them all about the attacks suffered by the cultists, the flying furniture, the dolls, all sorts of unexplainable phenomena, until the player characters finally encounter and confront Hasvgartha, who is assisted by 3 bristled clawlings. And perhaps the player characters will finally help Mason to find his rest. After all, he is a ghost, but he is tormented and regretful of his past actions. And this concludes my review. What do I think about Haunted Night on Meadowlake Drive? I think this is a really good Halloween-themed adventure, but it's certainly more on the investigative side. This is not about battles all the time. There is a lot of clue finding, interacting with the various non-player characters. It's more social, in fact. There are only a couple of combat encounters, well, one potential combat encounter and a sure encounter with Hasvgartha. I also really liked that characters from the official Magi-Knights setting were employed in this adventure. So overall, my highest recommendation, so definitely consider getting it and playing it for this Halloween night. Thank you for watching this review. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member and enjoying exclusive tabletop RPG tips. You can also use the super thanks button and check out the pinned comment below. This has been Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. I am currently unavailable for professional sessions, but I will put my contact information in the description and in the pinned comment for when I am available again. And remember, master roleplay and you will master the game. Once again, thank you and see you later.